Good. Yes. So, do you want to do the opening remarks for this
Yep,
one?
yep. Welcome along, everybody, to our weekly podcast, The Football Referee, discussing all things football. A few things to talk about today, not least the recent England internationals. Anyway, I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv.
And I'm Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz. Welcome to the football referee. Right. So, a very good note to start on
Yeah.
England. Let's start with the Serbia one because I know we haven't talked about the Andorra one yet, but we'll start with the Serbia one. What do you make of it?
Well, yeah, you've got to say it was a good performance. Compared to the Andorra one, which perhaps we'll talk about in a minute, it was different again. Perhaps because they've been together now a few days, Thomas Tuchel is beginning to imprint his tactics, his ideas, having seen more of the team in recent days. So it was very good, and to get what was it, 4 or 5 goals? I did watch it. I've just forgotten. It was five, wasn't it? Five,
Five
five
goals,
nil,
yes. Five, yeah.
5-0. Yeah, including one from my Crystal Palace captain, Mark Gay again. Very good persistence there paid off. But
Mm.
yeah, I thought they pretty much all played very well, noticeably better than the other night against Andorra. Clearly, he made some changes, but it was chalk and cheese because Friday it was depressing. Really, they didn't. It's as if they'd never played together before, which obviously some of them hadn't.
Mm.
But last night they seemed much more relaxed, more determined. I don't know whether the long walk through the tunnel at the beginning. I mean, that was quite something, wasn't it? I think it's
Mm.
240 meters through this pretty small tunnel to the pitch. I'm not sure why that was there because it starts outside the stadium, doesn't it? But anyway, perhaps that fired them up a bit. I think they were mentally prepared as well. Reading today something Harry Kane said on his press conference, they were mentally prepared for possible racism, racist comments
Yeah.
against any people in our team because as it happened, I think the ground had to be 15% empty. So although it was mainly full, they had to reduce the home fans, because of previous racism. So
Mm.
it wasn't quite full up, but they made it quite clear through Harry Kane that if there was to be any racism about, they would abide by the protocols of UEFA and walk off the pitch. So thankfully that didn't happen. But no, I thought the team, I thought they were excellent. Um, Very, very good. So yeah, great performance, which is encouraging because we're way ahead now on the league. I mean, we're obviously going to qualify if we haven't already. So yeah, I was well impressed with last night's game.
It's good. Good. Yeah. I watched it and I watched it and I thought, wow. There was, you know, um it was a really good game. There's nothing to complain
Mm.
about. All the players played their part very well. However, there's something to talk about anyway. There's always something to talk about. Now, the one of the Serbian, I think it was a defender, got sent off um, for an infringement on Harry Kane. Now, I didn't think that was a red card offense. It was an offense. It was an offense. But do you think it was a red card offense?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, clearly the TV commentators didn't really think it was sufficient a foul to be sent off. I mean, to be sent off. I mean, the first thing was that he was the last defender, so that in one sense, Harry Kane could have gone on with a good chance of getting a goal. But as was pointed out, he was actually sort of running towards the side of the pitch rather than going forward. So that argument probably didn't stack up too well. I mean,
mm,
interestingly, the ref straight away blew for the red card. As soon as he blew his whistle, he was holding up his red card.
mm,
I presume it was looked at. It must have been looked at by the VAR ref
mm,
and his people, and they went with it. But although as I say, the commentators and you indeed have said you don't think it was, I happen to think when they showed it again,
mm,
it was a potentially dangerous tackle. He
mm,
went in a bit like a train, as people do. It
mm,
wasn't it wasn't halfway up his shin, so which it sometimes is, and where it clearly is a red card. But he
mm,
still caught Kane, and we know that that kind of powerful, speedy tackle can break someone's ankle, dislocate them, or whatever. So
mm,
I wouldn't say it wasn't a sending off. I might say it was, if you like, a soft sending off, a bit like we say a soft penalty, but it
mm,
probably was a penalty. I think for me, it probably was a sending off because if you're going to allow a tackle like that and just give a yellow card,
mm.
then in a way it opens the possible floodgates for dangerous tackles. So, yeah, put it this way: if it had been our player, I probably would have. I think I'd have said the same things. I'd have probably
Right.
said, "Yeah, a bit disappointing. He's been sent off. Bit of a soft one, but I think it was quite a dangerous tackle." So I would say exactly the same either way.
Mm.
What
I
about
think
you? What did you think? You
yeah,
didn't. You
yeah.
didn't think it was?
Well, I think you make a good point now. Up until you said about, just opening the floodgates for,
Yeah,
further, style of play. I didn't think it was. I thought it was a soft one. But then when you said what you said, I thought, that's a good point there. Because then, at what point do you start protecting these players
yeah,
from a serious injury? So it sort of like sends out a message, don't it? It sends out a message to other players to say you can't play like that and expect
yeah.
just a yellow card, which is like a slap on the wrist, really, for this player. So yeah, I think I'm swayed now by your argument, to say yeah. But if it was against us, I think it would have been
It would have felt harsh, but
yeah.